Sometimes the most amazing stories aren't in big, epic movies or thick books. Sometimes they're hiding right in front of us, in the most ordinary things. And today, we're going to uncover the surprisingly deep story behind this one single picture.
So, meet our hero, a Pizza Planet box. And, well, he's clearly had a very, very long night. He just looks completely spent, utterly wiped out. But how did he end up like this? What's his story? That, my friends, is what we're here to unpack. We're actually starting this story at the very end. This is the aftermath, the quiet moment after the chaos. And it's a feeling we all know, right? That feeling when you've given it your all, your mission is accomplished, but you are just done, totally and completely exhausted.
Okay, so to really understand his current state, we have to hit rewind. We need to go back in time and see the epic journey that brought him to this messy table in the first place. Let's see how our hero's big night really got started.
Just picture it. He starts his life totally pristine, a perfectly folded, crisp piece of cardboard. He is full of potential, smelling like promise and warm dough, just waiting to fulfill his one true destiny, to be the vessel for a hot, delicious pizza.
And then, it's his moment. Out of a huge stack of identical boxes, he is the one who gets picked. He's lifted up, a piping hot pizza is placed inside, and the lid is sealed. The adventure has officially begun. There's this sense of purpose, right? He's on his way to make someone's night.
And now we get to it. The climax of his entire adventure. The whole reason for his existence. Because this wasn't just some delivery. This was his grand entrance into the heart of the action, the party itself.
Think about it. He doesn't just arrive as a container. He arrives as the guest of honor. The lid gets thrown open to cheers. For a moment, he is the centerpiece, the absolute hero bringing joy to the room. He is the most important thing there.
And you know what? He totally nails it. The pizza is devoured, the party is a huge success, and our hero has fulfilled his quest. And that brings us right back to where we started. An empty box on a messy table, his life's purpose complete.
Okay, so we've just imagined this whole backstory. But how does this one image tell us all of that without a single word? Let's put on our detective hats and break down the visual clues the artist used to build this entire story.
It all starts with the eyes. I mean, how clever is this? The artist uses the Pizza Planet logo as a face, and those heavy, drooping eyelids, they're not just a cute detail. They're this universal symbol for being completely, utterly wiped out. When you see those eyes, you don't just see a box. You feel that exhaustion in your bone.
And it's not just the eyes, right? Check out the posture. The artist has used the box's side flaps as these slumped arms, giving it a body language that just screams defeat. He's not sitting up straight, he's leaning, barely propped up. It's a perfect picture of just surrendering after a long, hard night.
And then you have the scene of the crime itself. The grease stains, those little crumbs everywhere, the crumpled napkin, these are the battle scars. This is the evidence that proves a wild, fun party happened, and our hero was right there in the middle of it all.
There's this famous quote from the designer Charles Eames that just hits the nail on the head here. It really shows that every single one of these little details, the tired eyes, the slump, the crumbs, was a deliberate choice. They're not just details, they are what make the story.
So let's just step back for a second. Why on earth do we care? Why do we feel something for a piece of cardboard? It's because this image is an absolute masterclass in visual storytelling. So let's break down the recipe for how the artist actually made us connect with this thing.
So here's the magic formula. First, you've got personification, giving human feelings to something that isn't human. Then, there are the environmental clues, all that mess that tells us what went down. Then there's the big one, relatability. It taps into a feeling we have all had, that deep, post-party exhaustion. And maybe the most brilliant part? The implied narrative. By only showing us the after, the artist makes our brains automatically fill in the before and during. We become co-creators of the story.
And really, that's the whole point. This one picture of a pizza box is a powerful reminder that amazing stories are absolutely everywhere. A scuffed-up pair of shoes, a coffee-stained mug. The most ordinary objects often have the most extraordinary tales to tell. So the only question left is, are you paying close enough attention to see them?